Welcome back to the channel, J City Reviews. Thanks for stopping by today. If you're new here, I hope that you'll just click that subscribe button down below and help us grow and help us produce more content on this channel that we all can enjoy. The review that we have today has been in the making for a long time. I've been looking forward to making this review for a while. It's on a watch that I bought almost 2 months ago now. I bought it back in November of 2019, and it's the watch that I've been wearing on my wrist for pretty much those 2 months since I've gotten it. And I've really enjoyed this watch. It's the Citizen Promaster Tough. The reference number, if I can remember it, is BN0211-50E. And there's so much that I love about this watch. You know, I've owned a lot of busy watches. You know, the Citizen Nighthawk, super busy dial, aviation pilot's watch, has that pilot slide rule. I've owned, you know, Casio Pro-Treks. They have been reviewed on this channel. Those are just jam-packed with features. But what drew me to this watch, the Citizen Promaster Tough, was a number of things, but I was really intrigued by the simplicity of it. There's not a lot of features here, just the time and a date window. And I just love that simplicity, and I'd like to share some more things that I love about it in this video today. So thanks for stopping by as we review the Citizen Promaster Tough. Well, here it is, the Citizen Promaster Tough in stainless steel. Before we get into the details of this watch, I want to encourage you to stick with me to the end of this video. I have something special to share that we're planning for the next video with this watch. It's something unique, something special that I really haven't seen on YouTube. So stick to the end of this video to get a sneak peek into the next video and what we're going to do. The specs and features of this watch is where I'd like to begin, and I'm going to try and put some of those specs and features here in the video so you can see them as I talk. I'm not going to go through all of them verbally, but you can see them there on the screen. The movement is an E168. There is sapphire crystal on this watch, which is wonderful. I'm really happy that they did that, and they should. It's made out of stainless steel, 42 millimeter case diameter. Lug to lug is 51 millimeters or so. That's what I measured, and has good water resistance of 200 meters, so that's great. Something unique about this watch, which we'll talk about in a little bit in further detail anyway, is this case, monocoque case, and it's super thin. I measured it at under 11 millimeters, and I'll roll some video of that measurement here. So it's a really nice size. The thickness is really great, I feel, and enjoyed that aspect of it. As far as features go, not a lot of features to talk about, as this is a very simple watch. Basically just the time. You got the hour, the minute, and the second, and then you have a small date window there. And man, it's changing the date right now. I'm staying up way too late doing this video, but there is a date window. So not much to talk about with features. Something that Citizen mentions in the description of this watch and all of the ones in the Promaster Tough line is that they use proprietary surface hardening that Citizen calls super titanium, and you also might see the word thrown around, Duratec coating, and that's a special coating that they put on this watch to help protect it. And they say right on their website that this super titanium, this Duratec coating, is anti-rust, it's scratch resistant, it's hypoallergenic, and supposedly it's 5 times harder than stainless steel. So this is a stainless steel watch. The case and bracelet is all stainless steel, but it has that super titanium coating on it to help protect it even more. We're going to talk a little bit more about that as well a little bit later in this video. As far as design and durability go, I really enjoy the overall design of this watch. That's what drew me to it initially, just the simplicity of it. I mentioned in the introduction I own some watches that are busy and have a lot of features, but this one is just intriguing to me, and I love the simplicity of it, of its design and its features. One thing that drew me to this model as well is the color of the stainless steel. It's a darker color, and I like that. I don't know if that's what titanium usually looks like, if titanium is normally darker, and I'm not sure if that titanium coating that they put on the stainless steel causes this color, but it's a really rich, darker gray color, and I'm really enjoying it for the 2 months that I've had this watch. The case, let's talk about the case a little bit more. It's a monocoque case. I'll leave the word here on the screen so you can see how it's spelled. And I looked it up. It comes from the French. Mono means single, and coque means shell. So single shell is the idea, and you can see there's no case back on this watch. It is a single shell, and the movement is put in through the top, and somehow if you needed to remove that, I believe you can see there's a little divot right here. Somehow you can pop this out. As far as I know, I haven't seen anybody do that. But the monocoque case is really unique, and I think that's what allows this watch to be as thin as it is. The word monocoque, if you look it up, it means an aircraft or vehicle structure in which the chassis is integral with the body. So it's not just watches, aircraft and vehicles also have that monocoque design, and it results in extreme rigidity, according to Citizen, having this monocoque case, and perhaps that's where they get the Tough name for the Promaster Tough, is maybe from this monocoque case. Maybe it's from that super titanium coating, maybe it's from both, but they give that Tough title to this watch and the two other models in the series, the black version and the green version. Maybe they give it that Tough name because of those things. I really don't know. Let's talk about the crown a little bit. I really enjoyed this crown. You know, it's got a couple crown guards on either side of it. It's got a nice ProMaster logo, and I really enjoy these ridges. I like the spacing of them. I like the feel of this crown. It is a screw down crown. Let's unscrew it here real quick. Pops out, and you can pull it out twice there, and we'll just screw it back in. But I really enjoy the crown on this watch. I feel that it's well made, that it's designed nicely, and that it's sturdy. The dial is simple, beautiful, clear, very legible. The baton-shaped indices are well loomed, as are the minute and hour hand, and there's a little loom as well on the seconds hand. I also like that they put the second hand in red. I think that gives a little character to this watch, and red's my favorite color, so that helps me. The chapter ring here adds a unique touch as well, adds a little more character to it. I'm glad they put those second markers in there and threw in a few numbers as well to mark out those seconds. The date window is something that I've found is hard to read sometimes, and so depending on the light situation that you're in, sometimes because it's kind of deep down in there, it kind of casts a shadow on the number and it's hard to read. So I wish that they would have done a better job with that. As we move on and look at this watch, talking about the bracelet and clasp, very sturdy, well made, stainless steel bracelet. It's comfortable on the wrist. I'm going to throw in some wrist shots of me wearing this with the stainless steel bracelet. It's very comfortable. These H links have a little play in them, but that allows for movement on the wrists, and I wear it a little bit tight. Sometimes I feel like I need to loosen it up with one of these micro adjustments here, which you have the ability to do, which is nice. The clasp works great, and just an overall rugged, sturdy bracelet. It's 22 millimeters here, the lug width, and it tapers down pretty quickly from there to what I measured around 20 millimeters. The clasp is a little bit larger. I measured it 21, almost 22 millimeters at this point. So just keep that in mind. This watch looks great on NATO straps as well. I have two. I have a black one. Excuse me, I'll show you some wrist shots of that. And I also have, sorry, excuse me, starting to get a little sore throat. I also have it with a NATO, a green, OD green NATO strap as well. So I'll throw in some wrist shots with both of those straps here so you can see what it looks like. The price on this watch, the MSRP, is $495, believe it or not. That is not cheap. Currently, Citizen has this watch listed on their site for $396, so they've cut it down. And you can find this in various places online for the cheapest I've seen it is right around $250. I bought this one at a local Macy's in my area, and with discounts and such, I got it for somewhere around $270. So I was pleased with that price, even though online you can find it a little bit cheaper. But I'll leave some links below to some places where you can purchase this one, and then also the other colors as well. Thanks for tuning in to this video. I hope that you'll subscribe. We're not closing the video yet. I asked you to stay to the end. And before we go, I want to talk about something about this watch. Citizen likes to advertise that Duratec coating that we talked about, that surface hardening that they have, that super titanium. And like I already mentioned, they say that it's supposed to help with scratches and be extra scratch resistant, you might say. And they even say that it's 5 times harder than stainless steel. So I got to thinking about that, and it's kind of a bold statement to say. And so how do we really know that it's true unless we test it out, right? How do we know that it is extra scratch resistant unless we test that? It is 5 times harder than stainless steel unless we test it. So that's why in the next video I'm going to take this knife to this watch on the band. I'm going to do a scratch test to really test out how scratch resistant is that super titanium. Is it really tougher than stainless steel by 5 times? So we're going to test that out in the next video, and it's going to be more than just a knife to a watch. There's going to be some more science to it, but I'm not going to do any more talking about that video. You'll have to watch it. And before we go, here's a little sneak peek into what that video is going to be. Honestly, I'm a little bit nervous. I have no idea how it's going to go. We're going to start scratching my watch.